Barclays Center glows under the lights, a roaring coliseum packed with fans who understand they are about to witness something special. Flags from opposite sides of the world wave in the crowd as two undefeated champions make their way toward destiny. Frampton enters first, the pride of Northern Ireland, a former unified champion at 122 pounds whose nickname, the Jackal, reflects his sharp instincts and calculated cruelty in the ring. Calm and composed, Frampton carries the confidence of a man who has already conquered divisions and now seeks to prove his power translates at featherweight. Across the ring stands Leo Santa Cruz, a three-division world champion, the reigning WBA featherweight king, and a fighter defined by relentless pressure. Santa Cruz doesn't stalk opponents, he overwhelms them, drowning them in volume, breaking them down with pace and persistence. The referee gives final instructions, gloves touch and the bell sounds. From the opening seconds it's clear this is no reckless brawl. Santa Cruz inches forward behind his jab, testing Frampton's movement, trying to establish territory. Frampton circles, light on his feet, changing angles, refusing to be trapped. When Santa Cruz steps in, Frampton answers with a sharp left hook, then a quick jab, announcing his presence. The crowd erupts as both men trade early shots, each measuring the other's timing and distance. Santa Cruz throws in bunches, hooks to the body and long rights upstairs, while Frampton counters with precision, slipping just enough to make Santa Cruz miss before firing back. The pace is tense rather than frantic, a high-level chess match played at full speed. By the end of the opening round, neither man has seized control, but the message is clear. This fight will be decided not by who is braver, but by who can impose their style over 12 demanding rounds. As the second and third rounds unfold, the clash of styles becomes more pronounced, and the tension inside the arena thickens. Santa Cruz begins to settle into his rhythm, pumping the jab and letting his hands flow, throwing combinations designed to pin Frampton against the ropes. His reach becomes a factor, long punches sneaking through Frampton's guard and forcing the Irishman to stay constantly alert, but Frampton remains unfazed. He slides laterally, dips his shoulders, and fires counters in the narrow windows Santa Cruz leaves behind. A sharp right hand snaps Santa Cruz's head back, followed by a left hook to the body that draws a roar from the crowd. Both fighters invest downstairs now, understanding the long fight ahead. Hooks thud into ribs, each punch a quiet deposit into the later rounds. Santa Cruz's volume is relentless, but his punches are wider, giving Frampton opportunities to punch between them. Frampton's accuracy stands out. Every clean counter feels like it carries extra weight. Still, Santa Cruz refuses to slow, pressing forward, forcing exchanges, determined to break Frampton's rhythm. By the end of the third round, redness forms around Frampton's eye, evidence of Santa Cruz's consistency, while Santa Cruz breathes heavier, evidence of Frampton's counters finding their mark. The crowd senses how evenly matched these men are, responding to every exchange with rising excitement. This is not domination, it's competition at its highest level. The early rounds close with the fight balanced on a razor's edge, both champions making adjustments, both aware that one mistake could tilt the battle permanently. Middle rounds transform the fight into a war of intelligence and endurance. Santa Cruz continues to press, but now he mixes his attacks more carefully, sneaking jabs through the center and following with hooks to the body. His pressure begins to pay dividends, forcing Frampton to fight more often in close quarters, but Frampton thrives under fire. He catches punches on his gloves and shoulders, then fires back instantly, catch and shoot, precise and punishing. Clean right hand lands as Santa Cruz leans in, briefly staggering him and drawing a gasp from the crowd. For the first time, Santa Cruz is reminded that every forward step carries danger. Frampton grows bolder, stepping in with lead right hands and whipping left hooks around Santa Cruz's guard. The fight ebbs and flows, momentum shifting almost by the minute. Santa Cruz responds by increasing his output, overwhelming Frampton with sheer activity, especially in the later moments of each round. Body shots become a focal point for both men, each trying to sap the other's legs and slow the counters. Sweat pours, mouths hang open between exchanges, and the physical toll becomes impossible to ignore. These rounds are not won easily, they are stolen through moments of brilliance. By the end of the eighth, the crowd knows they are witnessing something rare, two undefeated champions refusing to yield, pushing each other to their absolute limits in a contest defined by skill, heart, and unbreakable will. As the championship rounds approach, fatigue creeps in, but neither man allows it to show. Santa Cruz continues to march forward, his volume still astonishing, forcing Frampton to remain sharp under constant fire. Yet Frampton's defense shines in these moments. His head movement grows more subtle, his counters more economical, conserving energy while making Santa Cruz pay for every mistake. A sweeping right hand from Frampton lands clean, briefly knocking Santa Cruz off balance and igniting the crowd. Santa Cruz answers with a furious flurry, backing Frampton to the ropes, unleashing hooks to the body and head in rapid succession. The fight becomes brutally intimate, short punches, tight spaces, neither fighter willing to give an inch. Blood and sweat mix under the bright lights as both men dig deep into their reserves. Frampton's counters continue to punctuate Santa Cruz's pressure, often landing the final shot in exchanges, a detail not lost on judges or fans. Santa Cruz, however, refuses to be discouraged, finishing rounds strong, his work rate unrelenting. Every second feels significant now. The crowd stands, roaring with every exchange, fully aware that this fight could be decided by the smallest margin. These are rounds where legacies are defined, not by dominance, but by resilience, composure, and the courage to keep firing when exhaustion begs for mercy. Final round arrives with everything still undecided, and both fighters know it. Santa Cruz storms forward, desperate to leave no doubt, throwing combinations in waves, digging to the body, searching for a breakthrough. Frampton remains composed, refusing to panic, answering with sharp counters and timely movement, determined to close strong. The exchanges are furious, both men landing, both absorbing punishment that would have broken lesser fighters. The crowd is deafening as the final seconds tick away, every punch carrying the weight of history. When the bell finally rings, both champions stand tall, chests heaving, eyes locked in mutual respect. 12 rounds of elite boxing have passed, and no one in the arena is seated. The fighters gather at center ring as the scorecards are read. The numbers favor Frampton, 117-111, and the announcement echoes through the building. By majority decision, Carl the Jackal Frampton is crowned the new WBA featherweight champion of the world. The Irishman raises his arms, emotion pouring out, while Santa Cruz nods in acknowledgement, having pushed a rival to greatness. On this night in Brooklyn, there was no shame in defeat. Only two warriors who delivered a masterpiece, proof that when champions collide, the sport itself wins.